Hi and welcome to our first episode of This Week in Spaceflight, where I will be discussing the events of this week. Today's weekly episode includes the launch of PSLV with the second Helios mission from India, the launch of European Space Agency's JUICE mission from Kourou, and of course, the star of this week's show by far, Starship. But first, today on the 22nd of April, India launched its PSLV rocket with the second Helios mission after a successful launch. The rocket performed greatly, placing Helios and other small satellites into orbit. This mission was something to celebrate for India as it used a new kind of kickstage. This kickstage is built especially for small satellites like Helios and has multiple capabilities, such as direct rotation to place satellites into a deployment-ready configuration, and increased burn time to allow it to place satellites where they are needed precisely. Helios later successfully deployed from the kickstage, around 15 minutes after launch. JUICE is the European Space Agency's only mission to Jupiter. The probe launched from Kourou and will visit the Jovian system after 8 years in space, after multiple gravity assists from Earth and Venus. JUICE will slingshot its way to Jupiter and shed some light on the moons of the Jovian system. The probe will intentionally crash into one of the moons in 2035 after running out of fuel. On Thursday, the turtles around Boca Chica had quite the shock when 33 engines ignited at once, pushing the Starship and its booster off the orbital launch mount. The mission had a surprisingly good liftoff, but straight after ignition, 3 of the 33 Raptor engines unexplainably shut down, causing the rocket to tilt off the pad. Shortly after clearing the tower, another 2 Raptors shut down, leading to a massive decrease in speed by main engine cutoff. 6 of the 33 engines shut down. This was just the start of the problems at main engine cutoff. The Raptors were supposed to shut down, but instead continued to burn, not letting Ship 24 to separate. One of the leading theories is that at liftoff, a bit of the fondant concrete under the orbital launch mount broke off and flew into the hydraulic pressure box, stopping the engine valve from closing. There are a couple pieces of evidence that can support this theory. After liftoff, a bright flash can be seen from near the box, and this image shows a huge crater the 33 engines made, flinging pieces of fondant concrete into the air. Hope you enjoyed the first episode of This Week in Spaceflight. Join me next week for episode 2.